While we're on a subject of oysters, I think probably one of the most ideal oyster wines is our next wine. And I didn't get this specifically because it was Oyster Day or because I love oysters, which I do. I got it because I'd wanted you to have a white Burgundy. And Chablis is kind of maybe the whitest of white Burgundies. Chablis is, all white Burgundy is actually, if it's classified as Burgundy or Chablis, it's 100% Chardonnay. As I like to say, Chardonnay the way it ought to be. This is crisp, dry, acidic, citrusy, aged in stainless steel. No oak in this at all. Some parts of Burgundy white wines do get some oak, but not in a California style oak, if you will. Domaine Barat is owned by, I think, a brother and sister female winemaker, fourth generation, I think, perhaps, winemakers, if I'm not mistaken. The importer is a guy named Juan Prieto, and I met Juan a few years back. Juan's an interesting person, and I hope he's going to be our guest next week. Juan grew up in Union County, played college baseball at Cornell, was the Mets team psychologist. And if you're a Mets fan, you understand that they've actually needed a team psychologist for a lot of years, and developed an interest in wine. And even though he doesn't speak French, he is he has one of the most sought after boutique French wine portfolios, much of it focused on Burgundy. Domaine Barat, he sells an awful lot of Domaine Barat. When I say an awful lot, most of the wines he gets in double-digit case production. So, it might be 30 cases of this and 40 of that, and you might get up to 100 of one of them. I think the largest wine he brings in is probably like a 400 case, which is, as we know, is really not all that much at all. This producer, Domaine Barat, happens to be a favorite of a restaurant guy in New York, Daniel Boulud or something like that. I think some of you may have heard of him. This is a wine that you may find at one of Daniel Boulud's restaurants served by the glass. Probably $25 to $30 a glass. We did a Rich Krug at Bistro d'Azur and I, when he was at Orange Lawn, we did a couple of Burgundy wine dinners with Juan's portfolio, and they were stupid good because Rich is such a good chef, and it was it was basically 4 or 5 Burgundies, and we charged, and I remember we did a second dinner in August a few years back, and it sold out, 75 people. This August may be a little bit different because the world's different, but people were usually looking for something to do by mid to late August, and we sold it out, 75 people. It was $75 a head for like 4 or 5 of these great Burgundies from Juan's portfolio. I mean, when you think about it, this was probably the least expensive wine that we gave that night, and this goes for $25, $30 a glass. We had another wine that Daniel Boulud sells for $45 a glass. So I pointed it out to people, and I said, "See that glass of wine you have? That's, if you went to Daniel Boulud's restaurant, that would cost more than half of what you all paid to be at this dinner tonight." So anyway, really good wines. They are really good values, which is a weird thing to say for Burgundy because there's not a lot of great value in Burgundy. Highly sought after wines. Even if the economy is down, people just keep sucking them up left and right. Big with collectors. But arguably the most beautiful expression of Chardonnay in the world comes from Burgundy. Chablis being the crispest, the leanest, it happens to be the most northern region, sort of away from the regular port of Burgundy, coolest region, and just a beautiful, beautiful wine. And I wanted to get you all Chablis, and I thought this was a really, really good one with a really, really good story. Enjoy it. I will.